So here's a quick take on the newer follow focus. It's very solid. I like the tire style. It has a position here, the cable you can get for this. Anyways, so I got this hooked up to a GH5, and you can see that you have focus points. A soft ring to stop it. You actually just unscrew it and change the focus points. Just have to be careful with this piece right here. I was thinking about cutting this. I was thinking about cutting this, but I do have different lenses. I don't want to mess up. I'm not be able to use this on, so it's going to stay. It's fine. I did hook up the small 19mm rod, so this is very nicely. I don't really want it higher or lower. Now it does give me a weird, slight angled profile instead of straight across like I usually put, but follow focus things are very good because, especially when you use the focus points. So focus points allow you to. Okay, so here is where my first one's nice and focused. Now, mind you, don't have to tighten these too tight. They work really good, just finger tight. So, and then you change your focus to this point. Oh, wait. That doesn't focus. Okay, so that's in focus. And it's called the back focus. And over there. And you do quick, very nice and slow. And the reason this is at a slight angle is because this was dragging against my lens, so whenever I changed the zoom on the lens, it was scratching. So not one long scratches on my lens. But plastic gears, rubber gear, nice aluminum, everything here is aluminum. These are nice ratchets that if you need to, you can pull them and change their angle. I really like these. Same with, nope. This is the only one that doesn't have that feature, I think. I don't have movements. Oh, it is cool. So I can position that one in where I want to. Just come to the Allen wrench to mount this to your cage. Definitely going to be something that's going to work really good. Not doing something that's got critical focus. This cage is going to come very handy for that too. Nice mounting points. But this is not a review for that. So if you're going to be doing focus pulling, the newer rig is actually quite nice. You have multiple angles you can put this in. You can loosen this up and change it whichever way you want to. So if I wanted to, I could. Multiple ways. That's so. Here, because the setup right doesn't have a dry erase marker, you can actually write lines on here. So if you don't want to use these, you can set them way out of range. And be able to, okay, so Susan's here, Fred's here, Scooby's there. And you're able to put focus, just move the slightly panning the camera around, so you can actually the knees, So more like it's here, squeezes there, anywhere in between, like little marks in here. So that's traditional. Yeah, the only problem I have is I'm wondering if this is going to get stuck in there, which means it's not going to work. So there you go. Up. Normally it just rolls away and goes off the side. So yeah, I don't have a cable for this, but I've been on the sets where it can actually have the cable. It's got a wheel on the other end, and you just usually dial it. And that is the newer phone focus.
Pricey follow focuses than the cheaper ones is how much play there is when you change directions with your wheel. And I have to say that with this, you can see there's a little bit of play between turning it one direction and then it stops and you turn it the other direction. But goodness, like for the price point, like that play is like very minimal, and I can definitely overlook that. Now, one of the first things that I noticed with this follow focus is the build quality. Now, it's not plastic like some of the other ones. The body is all aluminum. It has some nice metal, hard stops here on the handle. All you do is you can just loosen this right here, and you can rotate it around the handle right there to decide where you want your hard stop to be. Tighten it down, and then right there, it'll stop that way. And then as you turn it back the other way, it'll stop there. So really easy, quick to adjust. Has a little marking ring around here. You can use a little oil pencil or something on there. And what I really like is right here, it has a nice rubberized grip. So your fingers grip onto it really good. Reminds me of Lego, the rubber Lego wheels. I don't know if you've ever played with those, but yeah, anyway, has a good grip. A little tiny bit of squish, you can squeeze it, but not too much. And then the inside is all aluminum. You can put one of the levers in here if you want to have, not sure the name of it, but yeah, if you want to be able to quickly turn it, you can put one of those levers in there and it locks into place right there in the middle. Now, one thing that I had issue with when I first got it is how you mounted it onto your camera. Now, this piece right here was actually mounted the other way. So when you mounted it on the camera, you couldn't get to this because I'm mounting this from the top of my camera. But I think even if you were mounting it from the bottom, this piece would still get in the way. So all I did was flip this around. Super easy to do. You just loosen up this part right here. That way you can, adjust it right there. And this little cover actually just screws off. So you just screw this off like that, pull that out, boom, and you can flip it around. So it came mounted like this. So if you mounted it onto your camera, right, like that's just weird because then you can't get to this to tighten it down. So I'm thinking they probably just put it together wrong in the factory, but really easy fix. You just pull it out right there, mount it around the other way, put your little cover back on like that, nice and tight, and then you can tighten it down, and voila, super easy. Comes with a couple of additional accessories, which is nice. Comes with a 15mm rod, as well as a rod mount that you can attach to your camera or your cage. Now, just FYI, pay attention to how far or how long a rod you're gonna need, because this is pretty short. It's only about, I don't know, about 5 inches or something. Really, on my setup, I'm grabbing my camera. I have the FX3, or this is the FX30, and with the Sigma 24-70 on it, you need a really long rod. I actually have this rod right here, just barely mounted in the rod mount right here to keep it on. Really, I need to add probably need like a 10-inch rod, or at the very least like an 8-inch rod on here. So just be aware of that. But it is nice that they include. Put my camera down again. It is nice that they include a rod, so at least you can kind of start getting started there. It does come with some lens gears, follow focus gears right there. This works great in a pinch when you're first starting out, you want to get going. I would highly recommend, though, getting follow focus gears that are made specifically for your camera. You can go on Amazon, or you can go on eBay and you can find a lot of 3D printed ones that are made specifically for different lenses. That's just nice because then it goes on, it fits on nice and tight, and you're good to go. Whereas this, they are a pain to take on and off. So single lens, it's okay, but they're also a little janky though, because when you mount it on your lens, you're going to have a piece of the tail hanging off of your lens, getting in the way, and just doesn't look very professional. So recommend go out and spend a few bucks on lens gears made specifically for your camera. So overall, I'm really happy with this follow focus system, especially for the price point. So if you're in the market for something like this, you know, you want to start building out your cinema rig setup and you're on a budget, definitely check this out.
Esto es divino, esto es hermoso, me encanta, pero esto le daña lo que sea. Dejar los dientes no tan alineados para que funcione correctamente. Ponerlo justo aquí del easy release, del trípode de lo que tengan, para que no interfiera con los giros, porque esto es un poco más alto. Cuando des el giro total, esto va a estorbar acá y se va a salir del glare. Y se debe comprar una jaula para la cámara que pues, se necesite. La que compré, el safe release el easy release es algo complicado, la verdad, por no decir económico, pero es útil. Se agrega peso a la cámara, pero sigue siendo muy útil. ¿Lo volveré a comprar? No, pero lo usaré, ya invertí dinero. No me parece tan fácil de salir, pero bueno, ¿ustedes qué opinan? Así queda todo armado, ya ajustado. Dejo los tornillos extras aquí por si de pronto tengo que apretar estos cuando viaje. Y apareto, este que no me gusta. Qué mal. Lo cortaré, pero no estoy feliz. Lo corté en contra de mi voluntad, a ver si ya es más funcional. Aún así sigue viéndose feo, tendré que inventarme algo para que esto se sostenga acá.